In this podcast, I will be taking you through a recruitment requisition request. The completion of a requisition request will under normal circumstances be completed by the hiring manager. Much of the information to input will be discussed and agreed in consultation with the HR's resourcing team. Once signed into myHR using your MMU ID and password, click on the My Staff tab in the top left-hand side of this screen. This will open in a separate window. Then, in the right My Recruitment section, click Create Recruitment Request. This will open in a separate window. Creating a requisition. At the top of this window there are three buttons: Check, Send and Save Draft. We will look to use these following completion of the required data. Underneath these three buttons are two expandable fields: Attachments, which we will use when attaching a job description and person specification appropriate to this post, and the Create a Requisition area. The first area for us to complete is within organisation data, and we start with position. A number of options can be accessed by clicking on the twin box icon to the right hand side of this field. A separate dialog box will open with a number of different options available. At the top of this box is Selected Position. This will be automatically populated depending upon our selections here. The next field is Position Selection. This provides a drop-down option for us to select particular positions from. Selecting any of these will automatically populate the table below with a number of options. Then select any of the positions by clicking to the left-hand side, which will highlight it in blue, and then click Select. Having selected a position in this way, it automatically populates certain key information within the requisition. This includes Support Group. This is the HR resourcing team particularly assigned to this post. Payment information relating to the payment details for this post. Compliance checks, again appropriate to the particular position. And lastly, in this pre-populated information is the industry section within employment. The next area for us to complete is in basic data and is the requisition title. This is a free type box and can be input with any information or any job title as appropriate. The next field is interest group. A selection of options can be accessed by clicking on the twin box icon. This field can be used by potential candidates to assist in their job search. Much in the same way as we have done already, clicking to the left-hand side will highlight a field in blue and then we can select. The next field for us to complete is within organisation data and is the number of positions. This is a free type box and any number of appropriate positions can be input here. In this example, it's just one. The next area for us to complete is employment, and the first field within employment is location. And in much the same way as previously, a number of options can be accessed by clicking on the twin box icon. Your selections can be made by highlighting in blue by clicking to the left-hand side, and clicking Select will bring back that information and populate it within the requisition request. The same can be done for hierarchy level, functional area, contract type, and employment fraction. The next field is average hours per week. This is a free type area and will depend upon the contract and position you are recruiting into. The next field is the term time only radio button. This is only applicable for contracts that are term time only, and this will previously have been identified within the employment fraction. As this is the full-time permanent position, we simply leave this field blank. The next field is employment start date. You are able to select from a calendar format a start date. This will be of particular significance if the position is to cover maternity leave, is connected to a research grant or funded by a particular external project. In this example, we can leave this blank. The next field is employment end date, and in much the same way with the calendar format, a date can be input here. This can be of particular significance for research, grant or externally funded projects. In this example, as it is a full-time permanent position, we will leave this blank. The next field is contract duration, and there are two areas for completion. Contract duration is a free type box, and secondly, the twin box icon will enable you to select whether that is days, weeks, months or years. In this example, we will leave both of these fields blank as it is a permanent full-time position. The next area for us to complete is education and training. Starting with education type, and in much the same way as we have done previously, clicking on the twin box icon will display a number of options. Again, we can make our selections by clicking to the left hand side and highlighting in blue. Select will automatically populate, clicking cancel will leave this field blank. Same for education level and education field. The final area within education and training is field of study, and this is a free text box to be completed as applicable to the position. The next area for us to complete is job posting text. As stated, this information will form the basis for the finally published job advert. It is largely free text boxes and will add to the standard picture and text associated to your faculty, area or department. Beginning with department or project, you can import appropriate information to help and assist the candidate in building up a picture of firstly the department or project that they will be working on, the role they are likely to be fulfilling, and the details of the ideal candidate that you're looking for. Finally, advertising media notes. This is specifically appropriate to notify of any particular publications or areas that the job advert must be placed. Next is key shortlisting criteria. In order to access this area, click Edit. This will open a separate window. At the top there are two tabs, Add Qualifications and Add Text Shortlisting Criteria. Under Add Qualifications there are two radio buttons, Qualifications from Position or Job or All Qualifications. Selecting either of these will notify and pre-populate the table below with qualification text criteria that has been added. Once the table is populated in much the same way as you have done previously, clicking to the left hand side will allow you to select the particular qualification or text criteria and then simply add changes and close pop-up. The next tab is Add Text Shortlisting Criteria, and there are two radio buttons here. Choose Existing Text Shortlisting Criteria, which will enable you to display any shortlisting criteria you have previously written, or New Text Shortlisting Criteria. If you choose the Existing Text Shortlisting Criteria, in much the same way as you did with Add Qualifications, you can click Continue and make your selections by clicking to the left hand side and then adding any changes and closing the pop-up. However, in this example, we're going to click New Text Shortlisting Criteria and click Continue. This will open a separate window, Key Shortlisting Criteria Maintenance. We are going to add a title for a shortlisting criteria. Once we have added a title, we can import an appropriate description which will enable both us and the candidate to have an idea of the particular criteria in question. Once satisfied, we simply click Add. This will populate the criteria into the table below. It is now highlighted in blue and we click Add Changes and close the pop-up. This will automatically populate in the key shortlisting criteria, as would any qualifications or already identified criterion at this stage. Finally, in creating this requisition, there is the comments field. This is a free type box, and once saved will appear greyed out but on view to all who are able to access this requisition. Please note, all comments and notes stored are governed by the Data Protection Act. Be mindful of any data being recorded here. In this example, we are going to input a presentation title. How to improve your NSS scores. At this point, we will revisit the buttons at the top of this requisition. Firstly, click Check. This will check all completed fields and notify you of any errors. In this example, it is highlighted that we have yet to complete a job description and person specification appropriate to this post. In this example, we are going to save this as a draft and re-access this requisition, as it is very likely that throughout this process you will save and re-access the requisition in order to add more detail. Click Save Draft. a prompt will appear to inform you that a version has been generated. In order to re-access a saved requisition, from the myHR home screen, click My Staff. Then, in the My Tasks and Approvals, click My Tasks and Approvals. This will open in a separate window. At the top of this page, there is a list of activities. First, click on the hyperlink Work Items. In the subject list, select the appropriate hyperlink. This will open in a separate field. Once you have confirmed you've got the correct requisition, you are able to edit and add any details as appropriate. In this example, we are going to attach a job description and person specification. Clicking on the arrowhead in Attachments, 2 fields are now available. Attachment, which is a drop-down option for you to select the type of attachment you are making, and in this example it's a job description and person specification. And secondly, the path. By clicking on the browse icon, it will open up all of your options in order to make the appropriate attachment. Once selected, click Attach. The attachment now appears. Also on the right hand side is a trash bin and can be used to delete any attachments added in error. Once satisfied, click Check, click Send. This requisition will now be sent to HR for processing, after which Finance will approve before sending to your first line manager and final level approver.